Peter, what time's our train supposed to arrive?
past.
Will Susan and I have a compartment to ourselves?
That depends upon how crowded the train is, Lucy. Are you nervous?
I've been on trains before.
I mean about going to boarding school for the first time.
No. Well, it's not so bad since Susan and I will be near each other.
Yes, that helps.
Don't worry, Lucy. I'll be there whenever you need me.
Thank you.
It's torture having to sit around on a train station like this,
Yes.
carting on luggage and boxes all over the platform. I wish we could just get on with it. How long before our train, Peter?
A half an hour after Susan and Lucy's train. Look, everyone, try not to be so fidgety. It's bad enough that our holidays are over and we have to return to school, but this is just...
What's wrong, Lou? Ow!
What on earth? Susan, let me go! What are you doing? Where are you dragging me to?
I'm not touching you. Someone is pulling me. Oh, stop it.
I feel just the same, as if we're being dragged along. Most frightful pulling. It's beginning again.
You've gone pale. You've all gone pale.
I can't bear it!
Look, Sharp. All catch hands and keep together. This is magic. I can tell by the feeling. Quick!
Yes, hold hands. Oh, I do wish it would stop.
Drawn into Narnia was the original title of the story we're about to hear. The author, C.S. Lewis, wanted the reader to sense immediately the idea of being drawn or pulled into another world. That title was ultimately changed to include the name of the story's main character, Prince Caspian. But Lewis insisted on maintaining the original theme in the rarely acknowledged subtitle, The Return to Narnia. Hello, I'm Douglas Gresham, your host for Focus on the Family Radio Theatre. Jack Lewis observed that in so many fantasy stories it seemed as if characters were summoned by magic, and the stories were told from the point of view of the magician, or the one who had done the summoning. Jack then wondered what it would be like to be on the receiving end of the summons, to suddenly be pulled from our world into another world. That was the beginning of the idea for Prince Caspian. And since it was our heroes and heroines from The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe who are summoned, a theme of return became a key part of the story. Jack didn't look at a return in the obvious physical sense, but went deeper to consider a restoration of those things that are true life, true leadership, and mostly true faith. Prince Caspian tackles that idea and broader themes of the battle between good and evil, spiritual obedience and discernment, and ultimately joy, a festive joy when what was wrong has been put right again. Of course, one could argue that these are themes that pervade all of the Chronicles of Narnia. Maybe they do, but no more so than in this marvelous story of Peter, Edmund, Susan, Lucy, and their return to Narnia in Prince Caspian.
Once there were 4 children whose names were Peter, Susan, Edmund, and Lucy. And it's been told in another story called The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe how they had a remarkable adventure. They had opened the door of a magic wardrobe and found themselves in a quite different world from ours. And in that different world they had become kings and queens in a country called Narnia. While they were in Narnia, they seemed to reign for years and years. But when they came back through the door and found themselves in England again, it all seemed to have taken no time at all. That had all happened a year ago, and now all 4 of them were sitting at an empty, sleepy country railway station on their way back to school. Well, they were, but as you just heard, something strange happened, and the luggage, the seat, the platform, and the station completely vanished.
wood? How have we...
Oh, Peter, do you think we've got back into Narnia?
It might be anywhere. I can't see a yard in all these trees. Let's try to get into the open, if there is any open. Come on.
The wood was so thick and tangled that they could hardly see into it at all. And nothing in it moved. Not a bird, not even an insect. They walked and walked and walked. The children's feet soon felt hot and heavy until...
Look! What's that over there?
What?
Are my eyes playing tricks? Or...
It's a stream!
Oh, at last. I'm so thirsty.
Come on! Hurrah!
I'm hungry too.
You're always hungry.
What are we to do? We have no idea where we are or how long we'll be here. How are we to survive?
There's only one thing to be done. We must explore the wood. Hermits and knights and people like that always manage to live somehow in a forest. We'll find roots and berries and things.
Good idea.
Ed's right. We must try to do something.
We'll follow the stream to see where it leads.
Come on.
Let's go. Come on.
This way.
So they began to follow the stream. It was very hard work. They had to stoop under branches and climb over branches, and they blundered through great masses of stuff like rhododendrons and tore their clothes and got their feet wet in the stream, and still there was no noise at all, except the noise of the stream and the noises they were making themselves. They were beginning to get very tired of it when they noticed a delicious smell, and then a flash of bright colour high above them at the top of the right bank.
I say, I do believe that's an apple tree.
Yes.
It is.
Careful.
They're delicious too.
And this is not the only tree. Look there. And there.
Why, there are dozens of them. This must have been an orchard a long time ago, before the place went wild and the wood grew up. And what's that?
By Jove, it's a wall. An old stone wall.
It's terribly broken down.
Look how high it goes. It's almost as tall as these trees.
Over this way. I see an arch of some sort.
It must have had a gate at one point.
Looks as if this apple tree has taken over.
It's the biggest of them all, isn't it?
Shall we push through? It's brighter through there.
We can try.
It's like a secret garden.
Oh, but it's so quiet. It seems rather sad to me.
This wasn't a garden. It was a castle. And this must have been the courtyard.
I see what you mean. Yes, that is the remains of a tower. And there is what used to be a flight of steps going up to the top of the walls.
And do you see those other steps? The broad, shallow ones, going up to that doorway?
Yes.
It must have been the door into the Great Hall.
Oh, ages ago by the look of it.
Yes, ages ago. I wish we could find out who the people were that lived in this castle and how long ago.
It gives me a strange feeling.
Does it, Lou? Because it does the same to me.
Really?
I wonder where we are and what it all means.
What do you suppose is that doorway?
Let's see.
Yes, come on.
Except for the missing roof, I'd say it was once some sort of great hall.
Yes.
But what is that terrace kind of thing?
Why, don't you see? That was the dais where the high table was, where the king and the great lords sat. Anyone would think you had forgotten that we ourselves were once kings and queens and sat on a dais just like that in our great hall.
In Cair Paravel at the mouth of the great river of Narnia. How could I forget?
Oh, yes. This hall must have been just like the great hall we feasted in.
But unfortunately without the feast. It's getting late, you know.
We shall need a campfire if we've got to spend the night here. I've got matches.
Oh, good.
Let's go and see if we can collect some dry wood.
Come on,
idea.
let's go.
This way.
That's a good fire. Well done, Peter and Edmund.
I wish I could say the same for these apples. They're not much good roasted without sugar.
I suppose we'll have to eat them raw.
I may never complain about school suppers again.
I'm so glad we found that well in the back. The water is awfully good.
Speaking of which, I thought Susan had gone to fetch some water.
Yes.
Susan!
I'm here.
I thought you were going to the well for water, not all the way back to the mouth of the stream.
Look, Peter. I found this by the well.
Well, I'm jiggered.
What is it?
A little chest knight.
It's pure gold, isn't it?
Yes. And you see the eyes are made of rubies.
Yes. It's exactly like one of the golden chessmen we used to play with when we were kings and queens at Cair Paravel.
Oh, it brings back such lovely memories.
Right. And it's about time we four started using our brains.
What about?
Have none of you guessed where we are?
What?
I felt for hours that there was some wonderful mystery hanging over this place.
Far ahead, Peter. We're all listening.
We're in the ruins of Cair Paravel itself.
But, I say, how do you make that out? This place has been ruined for ages. Anyone can see that no one has lived here for hundreds of years.
I know. That's the difficulty. But this hall is exactly the same shape and size as the hall at Cair Paravel. Just picture a roof on this, and a coloured pavement instead of grass, and tapestries on the walls, and you get our royal banqueting hall. The castle well is exactly where our well was, a little to the south of the Great Hall, and it's exactly the same size and shape. And Susan has found one of our old chessmen, or one identical to it.
But look here, Peter. This must all be rot. To begin with, we didn't plant an orchard slap up against the gate.
No, but we did plant the orchard. Remember? We planted it the very day before the ambassadors from the Tisroc of Colorman came.
But it still doesn't make sense. It's only a year ago since we came back from Narnia, and you want to make out that in 1 year castles have fallen down, great forests have grown up, and little trees we planted ourselves have turned into big old orchards. It's impossible.
And there's another thing. If this is Cair Paravel, there ought to be a door at this end of the dais.
Yes.
In fact, we ought to be sitting with our backs against it at this moment. You know, the door that led down to the treasure chamber.
Oh, yes.
We don't know that there isn't a door behind all this ivy.
We can soon find out. Please hand me that stick, Susan.
Here.
Thank you. Now. Oh! Great Scott!
Oh,
Let's clear this ivy away. I still have my pocket knife.
I have mine.
You start clearing on that side, and I'll start here.
Right.
Come on.
Oh, do let's leave it alone. We can try it in the morning.
yeah.
If we've got to spend the night here, I don't want an open door at my back.
No.
And a great big black hole that anything might come out of.
Oh. Look! It is a door!
And here's the door handle.
Try it.
Locked, of course.
Oh.
But the wood's all rotten. We can pull it to bits in no time, and it'll make extra firewood. Come on!
Now for a torch. Maybe we can make something out of one of these sticks.
Oh, I say, my birthday present. Where's my coat? Ah, here it is.
What birthday present?
The one Father gave me last week. It's an electric torch. See? The battery's brand new. Shall we go in?
Of course.
Oh, what's the use?
Oh, cheer up, Susan. It's no good behaving like kids now that we're back in Narnia. You're a queen here. And anyway, no one could go to sleep with a mystery like this on their minds. We'll follow you, Ed.
Huh? Oh, right.
Go on, then.
I'm going. Here's the top of the staircase, and I see 16 steps to the bottom. Oh, do be careful. Come on.
This must be Cair Paravel.
Huh?
There were 16 steps to the treasure chamber.
Then if Peter's theory is right, then...
There was no doubt about it. This was indeed the ancient treasure chamber of Cair Paravel. where Peter, Susan, Edmund and Lucy had once reigned as kings and queens of Narnia. There was a kind of path up the middle, and along each side, at intervals, stood rich suits of armour, like knights, guarding the treasures. In between the suits of armour, and on each side of the path, were shelves covered with precious things. Necklaces and arm rings and finger rings, and golden bowls and dishes and brooches and coronets, and chains of gold, and heaps of unset stones lying piled up, diamonds, rubies, emeralds, topazes, and amethysts. Under the shelves stood great chests of oak, strengthened with iron bars and heavily padlocked.
It's the treasure!
But it's all covered in dust. Ugh, I don't like this. I don't like it at all.
It's so sad to think that... I don't know what to think.
Our coronation rings!
Oh, Lucy, do you remember the first time we wore these brooches?
I thought they were lost.
I say, Peter, isn't that the armour you wore at the great tournament in the Lone Islands?
Yes.
And that chalice. We drank out of it at the feast, after Peter returned from battling the giants of the north.
We mustn't get carried away. We'll waste the battery, and goodness knows how often we shall need it. Hadn't we better take what we need and then get out?
Good idea.
We must take the gifts that Father Christmas gave us when we first arrived. They're right over here.
Yes.
The cordial for you, Lucy.
Thank you.
Susan, your bow and arrows, and the... Oh, where's the enchanted horn?
The horn is gone?
Oh, bother. I remember now. I lost it.
You lost the enchanted horn?
I took the horn with me on our last day here when we went hunting for the white stag. And then we got lost and blundered back through the wardrobe.
It's too bad. It was just the sort of thing that might have come in handy in a place like this.
Never mind. I've still got the bow.
What about your gift, Peter?
Right, it's here. My shield and royal sword.
Put it on. We have to make sure it's not rusty.
It is my sword, Rindon. With it I killed the wolf.
Hi, King Peter. It is good to make your acquaintance again.
It is good to be back, isn't it?
Yes.
But not like this. Not to this ruin.
It's late. Let's get out of here and get some sleep.
Good idea.
The worst of sleeping out of doors is that you wake up so dreadfully early, and when you wake you have to get up because the ground is so hard that you're uncomfortable. And it makes matters worse if there's nothing but apples for breakfast, and you've had nothing but apples for supper the night before. When Lucy had said,
What a glorious morning.
there didn't seem to be anything else nice to be said. Edmund said what everyone was really feeling.
We've simply got to get out of here.
Now that we know this is Cair Paravel, it shouldn't be too difficult to find our way into the rest of Narnia. You'll remember that the sea is to the east and the country to the west.
Yes.
Are you certain, Peter? Won't it have changed? In the same way that Cair Paravel has changed.
Castles and trees may change, Lucy, but surely the land itself hasn't. Let's follow the stream further into Narnia.
Come on.
Come on.
So they drank from the castle well, and splashed water on their faces, and followed the stream. After a few hours, they came upon a surprise.
Oh, Father, it's a beach. We've reached the sea.
Did we go the wrong way?
We must have, though I can't imagine how.
We came the right way,
How? This is the sea.
but it isn't. Look over that way. Don't you see it? Another shore, with woods.
Oh, is that an island?
I don't think so. You know how you said that the land doesn't change?
Yes.
It does change. Cair Paravel was what do you call it? A peninsula, jolly nearly an island by itself.
Oh.
I'll wager that since our time, somebody has dug a channel between Cair Paravel and the mainland of Narnia.
We'll have to swim.
It would be all right for Susan. She's won all the prizes for swimming at school. But I don't know about the rest of us.
Anyway, there may be currents. Father says it's never wise to swim in a place that you don't know.
But Peter, I know I can't swim very well at home. But couldn't we all swim when we were kings and queens in Narnia? We could ride then too, and do all sorts of things. Don't you think that...
But we were sort of grown up then. We reigned for years and years and learned to do things. Now we're back to our proper ages again.
Oh,
What, Edmund?
I just worked it out. You know, what we were puzzling about last night. How it was only a year ago since we left Narnia, but everything looks as if it's been hundreds of years.
Well, what about it?
Don't you see? However long we seem to have lived in Narnia, when we got back through the wardrobe, it seemed to have taken no time at all.
Oh, yes.
And that means once you're out of Narnia, you have no idea of how Narnian time is going. Why shouldn't hundreds of years have gone past in Narnia while only 1 year has passed for us in England?
By Jove, Ed, I believe you've got it.
Oh.
In that sense, it really was hundreds of years ago that we lived in Cair Paravel.
Yes.
And now we're coming back to Narnia, just as if we were Crusaders, or ancient Britons, or someone coming back to modern England.
Yes.
How excited they'll be to see us and...
Shh! Wait! Look over there.
It's a rowboat. Shall we signal for help?
Yes.
No. Wait. Those are soldiers in it.
How do you know that?
See their steel caps and chainmail?
Oh, yes.
Quickly, back into the wood. We'll watch them until we can tell whether they're friends or foes.
Oh, come on, hurry up.
Quick.
A boat came round the mainland a little to their right, just beyond the point they all felt sure must be the mouth of the river. When it had cleared the point, it turned and began coming along the channel towards them. There were 2 soldiers on board, one rowing, the other sitting in the stern and holding a bundle that twitched and moved as if it were alive. Their faces were bearded and hard.
That'll do.
What about tying a stone to his feet, Corporal?
Oh, go on. We don't need that. And we haven't brought one anywhere.
Yes.
He'll drown sure enough without a stone, as long as we've tied the cords right. Dwarves aren't known for their swimming abilities.
Yes, especially when they're bound hand and foot.
Right, okay. Take it up.
They're going to drown that poor dwarf. We have to do something.
I can't.
Come on, Susan. You can do it too.
There was a decisive twang, and all at once the soldier threw up his arms, dropping the dwarf into the bottom of the boat, and fell over into the water. He floundered away to the far bank, and Peter knew that Susan's arrow had struck on his helmet.
Well done, Susan!
Oh, I just hope my aim is as good with the second arrow.
But the second arrow wasn't needed. As soon as he saw his companion fall, the other soldier, with a loud cry, jumped out of the boat on the far side, and he also floundered through the water, apparently just in his depth, and disappeared into the woods of the mainland.
Quick! Catch the boat before she drifts!
Peter and Susan, fully dressed as they were, plunged in, and before the water was up to their shoulders, their hands were on the side of the boat. In a few seconds, they'd hauled it to the bank and lifted the dwarf out.
I've got my pocket knife. I'll try and cut him free.
Edmund cut his bonds with the pocket knife. Like most dwarfs, he was very stocky and deep-chested. He would have been about 3 feet high if he'd been standing up, and an immense beard and whiskers of coarse red hair left little of his face to be seen, except a beak-like nose and twinkling black eyes.
That should do it.
When at last the dwarf was free, he sat up, rubbed his arms and legs, and exclaimed,
Oh, well, whatever they say, you don't feel like ghosts.
Ghosts?
Ghosts or not, you've saved me life, and I'm extremely obliged to you.
But why should we be ghosts?
I've been told all my life that these woods along the shore were as full of ghosts as they were of trees. That's what the story is. And that's why, when they want to get rid of anyone, they usually bring him down here, like they were doing with me, and say they'll leave him to the ghosts. But I always wondered if they didn't really drown them or cut their throats. I never quite believed in ghosts. But those 2 cowards believed all right. They were more frightened of taking me to my death than I was of going.
So that explains why they ran away.
Eh? What's that?
They got away to the mainland.
I wasn't shooting to kill, you know.
Oh, that's not so good. That may mean trouble later on, unless they hold their tongues for their own sake.
What were they going to drown you for?
Oh, I'm a dangerous criminal, I am. But that's a long story. Meantime, I was wondering if perhaps you were going to ask me to breakfast. You've no idea what an appetite it gives one being executed.
There's only apples.
Better than nothing, but not so good as fresh fish. It looks as if I'll have to ask you to breakfast instead. I saw some fishing tackle in the boat. And anyway, we must take her round to the other side of the island. We don't want anyone from the mainland coming down and seeing her.
I ought to have thought of that myself.
After we've caught a few fish and made ourselves a good fire.
We've got firewood up at the castle.
The castle? Beards and bedsteads. So there really is a castle after all.
It's only a ruin.
Then who on earth are... Oh, no matter. Breakfast first. But one thing before we go on. Can you lay your hand on your hearts and tell me I'm really alive? Are you sure I wasn't drowned and we're not all ghosts together?
We're sure.
Then let's see about catching those fish. Right, come on, that's it.
Oh. What's wrong? Didn't you enjoy your breakfast?
Oh, it's this castle. Looks a bit spooky after all. Smells like ghosts, too.
Never mind about that. Please tell us your story, and then we'll tell you ours.
Well, as you've saved me life, it is only fair you should have your own way. But I hardly know where to begin. First of all, I'm a messenger of King Caspian's.
Who's he?
Caspian the 10th, King of Narnia, and long may he reign. That is to say, he ought to be King of Narnia, and we hope he will be. At present, he is only King of us old Narnians.
What do you mean by old Narnians, please?
Why, that's us. We're a kind of rebellion, I suppose.
I see. And Caspian is the chief old Narnian.
Well, in a manner of speaking. But he's really a new Narnian himself. A Telmarine, if you follow me.
We don't.
Oh, dear. I'm doing this very badly. Look here. I think I'll have to go right back to the beginning and tell you how Caspian grew up in his uncle's court and how he comes to be on our side at all.
Please do.
Yeah.
Well, Prince Caspian lived in a great castle in the centre of Narnia with his uncle Miraz, the king of Narnia, and his aunt who has red hair and was called Queen Pruna Prismia. His father and mother were dead, and the person whom Caspian loved best was his nurse. What he liked most about her was that she told him stories. He did not care much for his uncle and aunt, but about twice a week his uncle would send for him, and they would walk up and down together for half an hour on the terrace of the castle. One day, while they were doing this, the king said,
"Well, boy, we must soon teach you to ride and use a sword. You know that your aunt and I have no children, so it looks as if you might have to be king when I'm gone. How shall you like that, eh?"
I don't know, Uncle.
Don't know? Why, I should like to know what more anyone could wish for.
All the same, I do wish.
And what do you wish?
I wish I could have lived in the old days.
Huh? What's that? What old days do you mean?
Don't you know, Uncle? Oh, when everything was quite different. When all the animals could talk, and there were nice people who lived in the streams and the trees. Naiads and dryads they were called. And there were dwarfs. And there were lovely little fawns in all the woods.
No.
They had feet like goats, and...
Yes, well, that's all nonsense. For babies, Only fit for babies, do you hear? You're too old for that sort of stuff. At your age, you ought to be thinking of battles and adventures, not fairy tales.
But there were battles and adventures in those days. Wonderful adventures. Once there was a white witch, and she made herself queen of the whole country, and she made it so that it was always winter. And then 2 boys and 2 girls came from somewhere, and they killed the witch, and they were made kings and queens of Narnia.
Sure.
And their names were Peter and Susan and Edmund and Lucy. And so they reigned for ever so long, and everyone had a lovely time. And it was all because of Aslan.
Who's he?
Aslan is the great lion who comes from over the sea.
Who's been telling you all this nonsense? Huh? Caspian! I insist upon being answered, boy. Look me in the face. Who's been telling you this pack of lies?
nurse.
Never let me catch you talking or thinking either about all those silly stories again. There never were those kings and queens. How could there be two kings at the same time, huh? And there's no such person as Aslan. And there are no such things as lions. And there never was a time when animals could talk. Talk! Ah, do you hear me?
Yes, Uncle.
Then let's have no more of it. Silver! Sir! Conduct His Royal Highness to his apartments and send His Royal Highness's nurse to me. At once!
Yes, sire.
The next day, Prince Caspian found what a terrible thing he had done. For Nurse had been sent away by the king without even being allowed to say goodbye. He was told he was to have a tutor. The prince felt sure that he would hate the new tutor, but when the new tutor arrived, he turned out to be the sort of person it is almost impossible not to like. He was the smallest and also the fattest man the prince had ever seen. He had a long, silvery, pointed beard which came down to his waist, and his face, which was brown and covered with wrinkles, looked very wise and very ugly and very kind. His eyes were merry, so that until you got to know him really well, it was hard to know when he was joking and when he was serious. His name was Dr. Cornelius.
It was your Highness's ancestor, Caspian the First, who first conquered Narnia and made it his kingdom. It was he who brought all your nation into the country.
Oh?
You're not native Narnians at all. You're Telmarines. That is, you all came from the land of Telmar, far beyond the western mountains. That is why Caspian the First is called Caspian the Conqueror.
Please, Dr. Cornelius, who lived in Narnia before we all came here out of Telmar?
No men, or very few, lived in Narnia before the Telmarines took it.
Then who did my great-great-grandsisters conquer?
Whom, not who, my prince. Perhaps it's time to turn from history to grammar.
Please, wait. I mean, wasn't there a battle? Why is he called Caspian the Conqueror if there was nobody to fight with him?
I said there were very few men in Narnia.
Oh, do you mean that there were other things? Do you mean it was like in the stories my nurse told? Were there...
Not a word more. Don't you know your nurse was sent away for telling you about old Narnia? The king doesn't like it. If he found me telling you secrets, you'd be whipped and I should have my head cut off.
But why?
Tonight I'm going to give you a lesson in astronomy.
Astronomy? But...
At dead of night, two noble planets called Tava and Alanbil will pass within 1 degree of each other. Such a conjunction has not occurred for 200 years, and your Highness will not live to see it again.
I don't understand.
It will be best if you go to bed a little earlier than usual. When the time of the conjunction draws near, I will come and take you to the tower.
The tower? Oh, I've never been to the
It's high time to turn to grammar now, Your Royal Highness.
I can see everything from up here.
Do you know what you see?
Those are the western mountains, and down there to the left is the gleam of the great river.
Mm-hmm.
And I can hear the sound of the waterfall at Beaver's Dam.
Mm-hmm. Now, look there. Very low in the southern sky. Almost as bright as 2 moons. Those are Tava and Alanbil.
Are they going to have a collision?
Nay, dear prince. The great lords of the upper sky know the steps of their dance too well for that. Look well upon them. Their meeting is fortunate and means some great good for the sad realm of Narnia. Tava, the Lord of Victory, salutes Alanbil, the Lady of Peace. They are just coming to their nearest. You have seen what no man now alive has seen, nor will ever see again.
Oh, it's a pity that tree gets in the way. We'd really see better from the West Tower, though it's not so high.
You're right. We should have seen it even better from the smaller tower. I brought you here for another reason.
Oh, what reason?
The virtue of this tower is that we have 6 empty rooms beneath us, and a long stair, and the door at the bottom of the stair is locked. We cannot be overheard.
Are you going to tell me what you wouldn't tell me earlier today?
I am. But remember, you and I must never talk about these things except here, on the very top of the great tower.
Oh, that's a promise. But do go on, please.
Well, listen. all you have heard about the old Narnia is true. It's not the land of men. It is the country of Aslan, the country of the waking trees and visible naiads, of fauns and satyrs, of dwarfs and giants, of the gods and the centaurs, of talking beasts. It was against these that the first Caspian fought. It is you Telmarines who silenced the beasts and the trees and the fountains, and who killed and drove away the dwarfs and fauns, and are now trying to cover up even the memory of them. The king does not allow them to be spoken of.
Oh, I do wish we hadn't. And I am glad it was all true, even if it is all over.
Well, many of your race wish that in secret.
But, Doctor, why do you say my race? After all, I suppose you're a Telmarine too.
Am I?
Well, you're a man anyway.
Am I? Think, my prince. Small, fat, a very long beard.
Well, you're not... You're a dwarf?
So you've guessed it at last. Nor guessed it nearly right. I'm not a pure dwarf. I have human blood in me too. Many dwarfs escaped in the great battles and lived on, shaving their beards and wearing platform shoes and pretending to be men. They have mixed with your Telmarines. I am one of those, only a half-dwarf, and if any of my kindred, the true dwarfs, are still alive anywhere in the world, doubtless they would despise me and call me a traitor. But never in all these years have we forgotten our own people, and all the other happy creatures of Narnia, and the long-lost days of freedom.
I'm sorry, Doctor. It wasn't my fault, you know.
I'm not saying these things in blame of you, dear Prince. I say them for I know that you also, Telmarine though you are, love the old things.
Oh, I do. But how can I help?
When you become king, you can be kind to the poor remnants of the dwarf people like myself. You can gather learned magicians and try to find a way of awaking the trees once more. You can search through all the nooks and wild places of the land to see if any fauns or talking beasts or dwarfs are perhaps still alive in hiding.
Oh, do you think there are any?
I don't know. Sometimes I'm afraid there can't be. I've been looking for traces of them all my life. I've often despaired, but something always happens to start me hoping again. I don't know, but at least you can try to be a king, like the High King Peter of old, and not like your uncle.
Then it's true about the kings and queens too, and about the White Witch.
Certainly it's true. Their reign was the golden age in Narnia, and the land has never forgotten them.
Did they live in this castle, Doctor?
Nay, my prince. This castle is a thing of yesterday. Your great-great-grandfather built it. But when the two sons of Adam and the two daughters of Eve were made kings and queens of Narnia by Aslan himself, they lived in the castle of Cair Paravel. No man alive has seen that blessed place, and perhaps even the ruins of it have now vanished. But we believe it was far from here, down at the mouth of the great river, on the very shore of the sea.
Oh, do you mean in the Black Woods, where all the ghosts live?
Your Highness speaks as you have been taught, but it is all lies. There are no ghosts there. That is a story invented by the Telmarines. Your kings are in deadly fear of the sea because they can never quite forget that in all stories Aslan comes from over the sea. They don't want to go near it, and they don't want anyone else to go near it. So they have let great woods grow up to cut their people off from the coast. But because they have quarrelled with the trees, they are afraid of the woods. And because they're afraid of the woods, they imagine that they are full of ghosts. Come, we've been here long enough. It's time for you to go to bed.
Oh, must I? I'd like to go on talking about these things for hours and hours.
Someone might begin looking for us if we did that.
Prince Caspian and his tutor had many more secret conversations on the top of the great tower, and at each conversation Caspian learned more about old Narnia, so that thinking and dreaming about the old days and longing that they might come back filled nearly all his spare hours. But of course he had not many hours to spare, for now his education was beginning in earnest. He learned sword fighting and riding, swimming and diving, how to shoot with the bow, how to hunt the stag, and of course he had to learn all about law, the arts and sciences. He also learned a great deal by using his own eyes and ears. As a little boy, he often wondered why he disliked his aunt, Queen Pruna Prismia. He now saw that it was because she disliked him. He also began to see that Narnia was an unhappy country. The taxes were high, and the laws were stern, and Miraz was a cruel man. Then there came a time when the Queen seemed to be ill, and there was a great deal of bustle and bother about her in the castle, and doctors came and courtiers whispered. This was in early summertime, and one night, while all this fuss was going on...
Prince Caspian, get up!
Oh, are we going to do a little astronomy, Doctor?
Shh, look, trust me and do exactly as I tell you. Put on all your clothes. You have a long journey before you.
Yes, sir.
I have a satchel for you. We must go into the next room and fill it with victuals from your Highness's supper table.
My gentlemen in waiting are there.
They're fast asleep and will not wake. I'm maybe a very minor magician, but I can at least contrive a charmed sleep. Now, come quickly. Have you your sword?
Yes.
Then put this mantle over all to hide the sword and the satchel once we've filled it. Then we must go to the great tower and talk.
Now tell me, Dr. Cornelius, what's this all about?
Dear Prince, you must leave this castle at once and go to seek your fortune in the wide world. Your life is in danger here.
Why?
Because you are the true king of Narnia.
What?
Caspian the 10th, the true son and heir of Caspian the 9th. Oh, long live your majesty.
Oh, no, please, get up, Dr. Cornelius. What does it all mean? I don't understand.
I wonder you have never asked me before why, being the son of King Caspian, you are not King Caspian yourself. Everyone except your majesty knows that Miraz is a usurper. When he first began to rule, he didn't even pretend to be king. He called himself Lord Protector. But then your royal mother died, the good queen and the only Telmarine who was ever kind to me. And then one by one, all the great lords who had known your father died or disappeared. Not by accident either. Miraz weeded them out. Some were shot during hunting parties, by chance, it was all pretended. Some were killed in battle. Some were executed for treason on a false charge. And 7 of the noble lords, who alone among the Telmarines did not fear the sea, Miraz persuaded to sail away and look for new lands beyond the Eastern Ocean. As intended, they never came back. And when there was no one left who could speak a word for you, then his flatterers begged him to become king, and of course he did.
Do you mean he wants to kill me too?
That is almost certain.
But why now? I mean, why didn't he do it a long time ago if he wanted to? And what harm have I done him?
He has changed his mind about you because of something that happened only 2 hours ago. The Queen has had a son.
I don't see what that's got to do with it.
Have all my lessons in history and politics taught you no more than that? Listen, as long as he had no children of his own, he was willing enough that you should be king after he died. Now that he has a son of his own, he will want his own son to be the next king. You are in the way.
Would he really murder me?
He murdered your father.
Oh.
There is no time to tell you the story now. You must fly at once.
But you'll come with me?
I dare not. It would make your danger greater. 2 are more easily tracked than 1. Oh, dear Prince, dear King Caspian, you must be very brave. You must go alone and at once. Try to get across the southern border to the court of King Nain in Arkenland. He will be good to you.
Shall I never see you again?
I hope so, dear King. What friend have I in the wide world except your majesty? I have a little magic. But in the meantime, speed is everything. And here are 2 gifts before you go. This is a little purse of gold. Alas, all the treasure in this castle shall be your own by rights. And here is something far better.
A horn?
This is the greatest and most sacred treasure of Narnia. Many terrors I endured, many spells did I utter to find it when I was still young. It is the magic horn of Queen Susan herself, which she left behind her when she vanished from Narnia at the end of the Golden Age. It is said that whoever blows it shall have strange help. No one can say how strange. It may have the power to call Queen Lucy and King Edmund and Queen Susan and High King Peter back from the past, and they will set all to rights. It may be that it will call up Aslan himself.
Aslan?
Take it, King Caspian, but do not use it except at your greatest need. And now, haste, haste. The little door at the bottom of the tower is unlocked. It leads into the garden. There we must part.
Can I get my horse, Destria?
He is already saddled and waiting for you at the corner of the orchard. Now go!
During the long climb down the winding staircase, Cornelius whispered many more words of direction and advice. Caspian's heart was sinking, but he tried to take it all in. Then came the fresh air in the garden, a fervent handclasp with the doctor, a run across the lawn, a welcome whinny from Destria, and so King Caspian X left the castle of his fathers. Looking back, he saw fireworks going up to celebrate the birth of the new prince.
Oh, poor Prince Caspian. It must have been awful for him to have to run away like that.
Oh, it was. All night he rode southward. When day came, he looked about him and saw on every side unknown woods, wild heaths and blue mountains. He thought how large and strange the world was and felt frightened and small. As soon as it was full daylight, he found an open grassy place amid a wood where he could rest. It was late afternoon when he awoke. He ate a morsel and continued his journey still southward by many unfrequented lanes. He was now in a land of hills going up and down, but always more up than down. The mountains grew bigger and blacker ahead. As evening closed in, he was riding the lower slopes. The wind rose. Soon rain fell in torrents. Destria became uneasy. There was thunder in the air, and now they entered a dark and seemingly endless pine forest. All the stories Caspian had ever heard of trees being unfriendly to man crowded into his mind. The wind became a tempest. The woods roared and creaked all around them. There came a crash. A tree fell right across the road just behind them.
Quiet, Destria, quiet. It's all right.
Lightning flashed, and a great crack of thunder seemed to break the sky in two. Destria bolted. Caspian was a good rider, but he hadn't the strength to hold him back. It was a wild ride. Tree after tree rose up before them in the dusk and was only just avoided. Then, almost too suddenly to hurt, and yet it did hurt him, something struck Caspian on the forehead, and he knew no more.
Now, before it wakes up, we must decide what to do with it.
Kill it. We can't let it live. It'd betray us.
We ought to have killed it at once or else let it alone. We can't kill it now. Not after we've taken it in and bandaged its head and all. It would be murdering a guest.
Gentlemen, whatever you do to me, I hope you'll be kind to my poor horse.
Your horse had taken flight long before we found you.
Don't let it talk you round with its pretty words. I still
Horns
say...
and halibuts, of course we're not going to murder it. For shame, Neckerbrick. What do you say, Truffle Hunter? What shall we do with it?
I shall give it a drink. Here, it's sweet but hot, so be careful.
Oh, what are you?
I beg your pardon?
Well, you're not a man, you're a badger.
I am indeed.
Ah, it doesn't like badgers, you see.
It's not that I don't like them. That is to say, I've never seen one that can talk.
Ah, you've not seen a black dwarf like me, I suppose, or a red dwarf like Trumpkin here.
No, I haven't. Then you are old Narnians.
Sit back. You're not well.
We still have to decide what to do with this human. You two think you do it a great kindness by not letting me kill it. But I suppose the upshot is we'll have to keep it a prisoner for life. I'm certainly not going to let it go alive, to go back to its own kind and betray us all.
Bulbs and bolsters, Nickerbrick, why need you talk so unhandsomely?
Oh.
It isn't the creature's fault that it bashed its head against a tree outside our hole. And I don't think it looks like a traitor.
I say, you haven't yet found out whether I want to go back. Well, I don't. I want to stay with you, if you'll let me. I've been looking for people like you all my life.
It's a likely story. You're a Telmarine and a human, aren't you? Of course you want to go back to your own kind.
Well, even if I did, I couldn't. I was flying for my life when I had my accident. The king wants to kill me.
What?
So if you kill me, you'll be doing the very thing to please him.
Well, now, you don't say so.
Hey, what's that? What have you been doing, human, to fall foul of mirrors at your age?
He's my uncle.
There you are! Not only a Telmarine, but close kin and heir to our greatest enemy. Are you still mad enough to let this creature live?
Now, once and for all, Knickerbrick, will you contain yourself, or must Truffle Hunter and I sit on your head? You better tell us your story, human.
My name is Caspian, and my uncle murdered my father to take the throne. And now that the Queen has had a child, they want to kill me. It's as simple as that.
Oh, not so simple, I'm afraid. How do you know about us old Narnians?
Yes.
I heard the story from my nurse, who my father got rid of because she told them to me. Then my tutor, Dr. Cornelius, taught me about you.
What's your Dr. Cornelius know about it?
He's part dwarf, but he disguises it well.
Well, now, this is the strangest thing I ever heard.
I don't like it. I didn't know there were stories about us still told among the humans. The less they know about us, the better. That old nurse now, she'd better have held her tongue. It's all mixed up with that tutor, a renegade dwarf. I hate him. I hate him worse than the humans. You mark my words, no good will come of it.
Don't you go talking about things you don't understand, Knickerbrick. You dwarves are as forgetful and changeable as the humans themselves. I'm a beast, I am, and a badger, what's more. We don't change. We hold on. I say great good will come of it. This is the true King of Narnia we've got here, a true king coming back to true Narnia. And we beasts remember, even if dwarfs forget, that Narnia was never right except when a son of Adam was king.
Whistles and whirligigs, Truffle Hunter, you don't mean you want to give the country to humans?
I said nothing about that. It's not men's country, but a country for a man to be king of. We badgers have long enough memories to know that. Why, bless us all, wasn't the High King Peter a man?
Do you believe all those old stories?
I tell you, we don't change, we beasts. We don't forget. I believe in the High King Peter and the rest that reigned at Cair Paravel as firmly as I believe in Aslan himself.
As firmly as that, I dare say, but who believes in Aslan nowadays?
Oh, I do.
What do you do?
And if I hadn't believed in him before, I would now. You see, back there among the humans, the people who laughed at Aslan would have laughed at stories about talking beasts and dwarfs. Sometimes I did wonder if there really was such a person as Aslan. But then sometimes I wondered if there were really people like you. Yet there you are.
This is all a lot of useless talk, Badger. The High King Peter and the rest may have been men, but they were a different sort of men. This is one of the cursed Telmarines. He has hunted beasts for sport, haven't you now?
Well, to tell you the truth, I have.
Oh,
But they weren't talking beasts.
It's all the same thing.
No, you know it isn't. You know very well that the beasts in Narnia nowadays are different and are no more than the poor, dumb, witless creatures you'd find in Calormen or Telmar. They're smaller, too. They're far more different from us than the half-dwarfs are from you. Caspian, as long as you will be true to old Narnia, you shall be my king, whatever they say. Long life to your majesty.
That's enough for me. I say we take the lad to the others and see what they have to say.
What others?
We will go first into the mountains, to the 3 bulgy bears.
Bulgy bears.
And so we did.
You're Trumpkin the dwarf, then?
I am.
Oh, don't stop. What happened next?
Well, Truffle Hunter roused the 3 bulgy bears from their sleep and explained everything to them. The brown bears said, just as Truffle Hunter had said, that a son of Adam ought to be king of Narnia, and all kissed Caspian. Very wet, snuffly kisses they were, and offered him some honey. After that, we went to Pattertwig the squirrel, who suggested that he should take messages to our other friends, inviting them to a feast and council on Dancing Lawn at midnight, 3 nights ahead. Our next visit was to the 7 brothers of Shuddering Wood, dwarfs one and all. The 7 brothers did not take to Caspian at first, and were doubtful that he was a friend and not an enemy. At last they were persuaded, and even gave us all gifts of mail shirts and helmets and swords, for the 7 brothers of Shuddering Wood are artisans of metal and steel. The workmanship of the arms was far finer than any Caspian had ever seen, and he gladly accepted the dwarf-made sword instead of his own, which looked, in comparison, as feeble as a toy and as clumsy as a stick. A little further on, we reached the 5 black dwarfs. They looked suspiciously at Caspian, but in the end, the eldest of them said,
"Well, if he is against Miraz, we'll have him for king." Shall we go further up in the mountains for you? Up to the crags. There's an ogre or two and a hag that we could introduce you to up there. What do you think?
No, thank you.
I should think not, indeed. We want none of that sort on our side. We should not have Aslan for a friend if we brought in that kind of rabble.
Aslan. Oh.
Do you believe in Aslan, Knick-a-brick?
I believe in anyone or anything that'll batter these cursed Telmarine barbarians to pieces or drive them out of Narnia. Anyone or anything. Aslan or the White Witch. Do you understand?
Silence, silence! You do not know what you're saying. She was a worse enemy than Miraz and all his race.
Not to the dwarf she wasn't. Isn't that right, friends?
Oh, yes.
Come along. We have many more to meet.
Like who?
Glenstorm the Centaur, for one.
Centaur?
Yes, Glenstorm is a centaur, and a prophet, and a stargazer.
Then he probably already knows we're coming.
Yes, I've been waiting for you. Long live the king. I and my sons are ready for war. When is the battle to be joined?
Battle? Do you mean a real war to drive Miraz out of Narnia?
What else?
Oh. Suppose I've had some vague idea that we'd, well, you know, occasionally raid a farmstead or attack a party of hunters if it ventured too far into these southern wilds.
Does your majesty usually wear his mail and sword for occasional raids?
Is it possible, Glenstorm?
The time is ripe. I watch the skies, Badger, for it is mine to watch, as it is yours to remember. Tarva and Alambil have met in the halls of high heaven, and on earth a son of Adam has once more arisen to rule and name the creatures. The hour has struck. Our council at the dancing lawn must be a council of war.